When I said this was going to be a bog, I didn't actually think I would go up to my waist in it. Oh my gosh. Today I'm going to follow two historic drove roads that have been used by travellers in Scotland for centuries. In the first, I'm coming in from the east, from Rannoch, crossing the 50 square miles of Rannoch Moor. The second goes down the most famous glen in all of the world, Glen Coe. But we're going to try and do it a slightly different way, sticking to the old route. Both of those routes converge on the same place, the place that's steeped in mountaineering history in this land. I'm talking about the Kingshouse. Oh, and my sincere apologies to Grieg for tweaking the title of his music. That's the train gone. Let's get this ride underway.
This ride is not for everyone.
Because you know sometimes things are going to be hard, unpleasant even, but you want to do them anyway. In fact, you might even want to do them because they are hard or unpleasant. And that's what today is about, or at least the first part of today. Because years ago I looked at this historic right-of-way from Rannoch across to the Kingshouse as such an important place on the drove roads of Scotland and thought, I wonder if I can ride that. Might be worth pointing out that even though that says footpath, it doesn't mean footpath in the legal definition that exists in England and Wales. That definition doesn't exist in Scotland. Under the land reform legislation, we have a right of responsible access, and wherever we have access on foot, we also have access on bikes and horses.
And this ride falls into two distinct halves. This afternoon I'll ride from the Kingshouse at the head of Glen Coe to the Corran Narrows on the old road. More about that when we get there. This morning I'm following the drove road from Rannoch across the moor with the same name, and I know I'll have a hiker bike across a stretch of its legendary bog.
Obviously I knew the boggy section was coming, which is why I've got my winter mountain biking boots on, put some gaiters over the top, though they don't fit that well, and I've also got some waterproof socks on, with a spare pair in my bag, so hopefully I'm covered.
Knowing now what lies ahead, I might regret saying this.
It's the unpredictability that I actually like. Predictability is rather overrated.
This is why I said it's not for everyone. Yet over the centuries, a lot of people passed this way. Marked as a drove road on the 1843 heritage map, cattle herders would move their stock on this route across the moor to and from the Kingshouse. There have been a few changes over the centuries.
Here we've got a bit of a track, but we also have another one down there that's been put in by what looks like an Argo cat serving the estate. Now, I'm going to stick to the higher path, even though it doesn't look as obvious, because I've been told the best way across this moor bit is to follow the electricity pylons. I think this goes to the Black Corrie Lodge. So that's what I'm going to do and ignore that more obvious path down there. You can't really fault the view, can you? I'm going so slow, my Garmin's paused. It thinks I'm stopped. Oh, that's good. 5.53 miles, so what's that? Just over 2 miles of pushing. The timer has kept stopping because I've been going so slow. It's taken me, I would say, about an hour and a half from leaving the train. This riding is obviously fantastic. So the question you have to ask yourself, if you're thinking of doing this, is the bang worth the buck? Is the riding worth the pushing? I think the smile on my face gives you my answer. At this point, the footpath's been rerouted around Black Corrie's Lodge. This is a self-catering property. It seats about 10, I think it is. Costs between £4,500 and £6,000 per week, depending on the season.
And I'm on a good road, sharing the wide open space with wild goats, reckoned to be descendants of domesticated animals left behind during the Scottish clearances, or so the story goes. My mind is on lunch at the Kingshouse, the end of this section of Drove Road.
It's taken me 4 hours to get here, which is pretty bad considering how far it is. Still, hopefully things will pick up a bit now.
The need for a wayside inn here was recognised by the government, and in the 18th and 19th centuries it paid a grant to the innkeeper just to be here. But then it was a rough and cheerless place, described in 1791 as having not a bed fit for a decent person to sleep in, nor any provisions but what are absolutely necessary for the family. In 1802, more the appearance of a hogsty than an inn was a description of James Donaldson. He was surveyor of the military roads.
Can't afford to stop for too long. I've another Drove Road to ride.
Today it's a key stopping off point for people walking and riding the West Highland Way. Speaking of which, I'm setting off with these lads who left Glasgow yesterday.
No, I'm not going to try and ride it, not because I know what comes next.
Where's you coming from?
Rannoch.
Rannoch. Oh. You do Rannoch Moor?
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys are quicker than me, so I'm just going to wait until you go.
And that was the last I saw of them. Guys, I hope you don't mind me putting you in the video. Glen Coe is spectacular, but one of the Highlands' busiest roads cuts down the middle. However, the old road is marked as a track on various maps. That's it in blue, closely following the new road. So that's what I'm going to try to follow. Initially, it's on the West Highland Way, which turned out to be less rideable than I'd hoped. The boulder's just too big and too loose for my skill and strength.
So this is the old road through the glen. And up ahead, the West Highland Way turns right and goes up the Devil's Staircase down into Kinlochleven. I'm not going that way. I'm going to try to find the continuation of this road.
For which I'll have to ride a short distance on this busy A82, hence the lights and fluoro strips.
Now that is the start. It's really not clear, but I spent a bit of time when I've been going past here in the bus, looking at where this began. And there is actually double track here.
Mostly it was even boggier than Rannoch Moor. Then this happened.
Right, well, this was not meant to be part of the scheme. When I said I was in a bog, when I said this was going to be a bog, I didn't actually think I would go up to my waist in it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. So, let me just take stock. Everything below my navel is soaking wet. It's in my socks. Definitely obviously in the boots. Right. But I'm close to a road and it's not a cold day. Let's just press on, eh? I really do need to try and get cleaned up though.
My earlier words about predictability being overrated rang hollow in my ears. But then, Scotland redeemed itself. And how?
Easy, look at the sun and breathe in. We're all having fun, we're just having the time of our lives. It just happens nothing to hide, we're just having the time of our lives. It just happens, it's like being alive.
My wet feet? Forgotten. I'm heading to a spot high above the road called The Study.
My, oh my, that is good.
To which I was first taken by, name drop here, Hamish McInnes himself, the Fox of Glen Coe, when we were filming for the TV.
Just going to sit here and just take it all in. Because when I come through here, and I do come through here quite a lot, it's always in the car or the bus, and you really don't get a chance to really look at how beautiful it is. And it's fantastic.
Don't be shy, cause you need it. So don't ask why when you find it. So don't be shy, cause you need it. Don't ask why when you find it. So don't be shy, cause you need it. Just like being alive. So don't ask why when you find it. Just like being alive. So don't be shy, cause you need it. Just like being alive. So don't ask why when you find it. Just like being alive. So don't be shy, cause you need it. Just like being alive. So don't ask why when you find it. Just like being alive. So don't be shy, cause you need it. Just like being alive. So don't ask why when you find it.
Okay, there is an old road down there that I really should be using, but time's getting on. I've got a bus to catch.
And with that bus in mind, I'm cautiously giving the bike a quick jet wash. Low power, careful of my bearings.
It doesn't have to be clean, it just has to look clean, so the bus driver doesn't say, get out of here. From when I got onto that new section of cycleway, all the way to Corran is a segregated cycleway. It gets narrow in places, and I know a lot of cyclists don't like riding it because you get all kinds of bits of rubbish thrown up here from the road. But it's still better, I think, than tangling with traffic. And that has taken us all the way to the Corran Narrows. And that's pretty much the end of this drove road, because it's where they split. There'd be some that have come over Lundavara from Fort William or going that way, and others from the outer islands that'd be coming down Ardnamurchan, and they would cross here at the Corran Narrows.
Coming soon, I'll have a video about getting to and around Scotland with a bike using trains and buses. Today, my Garmin says I've done 32 miles in 4 hours. I've actually been going 8 hours.
But the mileage is probably right. It wasn't a long trip, but my goodness me, it's been a full day's outing.
You'll find the commute map of my route in the video description, and if you enjoyed this video, I'm certain you will like this one. I have a lot of adventure cycling videos in Scotland. Please give me a thumbs up. I'll see you again next time. Bye.